Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm with the BC Lung Association, and I have the pleasure of sitting here with Dr. Ed Avol, all the way from California, where he's the professor in the Department of Preventive Medicine at USC. So welcome.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. How much has air pollution improved in Southern California over the past 20 years, and which pollutants do you feel like were reduced the most?
Well, most people think about Los Angeles as being sort of the smog capital of the world, when in fact we've made tremendous progress in the last 20 years, especially with regard to particulate pollution, those small pieces of dirt that float in the air, and certain gases, nitrogen oxides, ozone, etc. Ozone's been difficult, but it's come down a bit. Nitrogen oxides and other combustion products associated with burning things, particularly with motor vehicle exhaust, have come down dramatically.
Wow. I mean, there absolutely is that stigma about Los Angeles and the smog. So why has that been reduced so greatly over the past little while?
Well, California's been very progressive and aggressive about thinking about across the panorama what we can do to reduce emissions. And that certainly has always been the case in stationary sources, power plants, refineries, things such as this. But in the last 20, 30 years, we've particularly gotten smarter and more aggressive with regard to on-road vehicle emissions across the panorama of trucks, planes, cars, trucks, trains, construction equipment, everything that moves.
Wow. Now, I understand you're a competitive runner. Have you felt the impacts on yourself with the pollution levels reducing?
Yes, I do. When I was a child growing up in Los Angeles, and I used to run high school track, for example, afterwards we'd compete for a couple of days, you'd be coughing, your eyes would burn, you'd have the chest irritation. That was pretty common, and sort of the association with typical smog effects. Nowadays you don't see that.
So how do you feel like the air pollution can be reduced even further in Southern California?
Well, that's the answer we all want to know. We've made tremendous stride in the face of increasing population and in the face of increasing vehicle miles driven. More vehicles around. There are over 12 million people and cars in the Los Angeles area. And the question still is, we are not in compliance with federal standards. How do we get cleaner? Some of it is going to be more the same. Some is going to be a conversion to cleaner fleet, that is to electric vehicles, to better ways of using the energy we have, moving to mass transit. I think, urban policy changes, all these things are going to have to come into play, but it's beyond that. It's even involving consumer products and all the things we do in our everyday lives. So it's a little bit of everything across the board to try and tamp this down to improve the quality of the air.
Well, it's so exciting to see Los Angeles making such great strides. And that's all the time that we have today, so I want to take the time to thank Dr. Ed Avol for joining us here today.
Thank you.